다시 돌아왔네.
Welcome back, Desmond. You'll be happy to hear there's actually good news for once.
뭐가 또 굿뉴스야?
I've managed to locate a power source, and it's relatively close by. Up for a trip to Manhattan?
Is it safe to leave? Abstergo's gotta be looking for us.
Obviously it's not safe. Can't exactly sit around here hoping to get lucky, though, can we? We need that power source. Besides, I'm sure you can cook up some way to hide our movements.
Maybe. The Templars have access to all kinds of satellites and camera systems. We'll need to find a way to mask our digital signature. I can probably camouflage the van, too. But there's not much I can do for us.
That's an easy one.
암살자. 약간 어쌔신 같긴 하네, 복장이.
Local utility companies have assured the public that they're completely prepared for the upcoming solar maximum. Disruptions to service are expected to be minimal.
If only they knew.
What's this?
A remote-operated camera. It'll provide us with a feed while you're on mission. This will let us talk to each other.
We're almost there, so listen up. The artifact is in an office penthouse in Lower Manhattan. At this time of night, direct infiltration is going to get you noticed. I think we're better off having you drop in from above.
What do you mean, above?
뭐야, 벌써 도착한 거야?
Can you hear me? Testing. Testing. 1, 2, 3.
Yep, read you just fine. Now why don't you power up the camera?
오, 뭐야.
I've got pictures. Running diagnostics. Perfect. I've got a nice strong signal.
와, 이 정도도 괜찮은 거야?
Just a heads up. There's no elevator access from here on out. You'll have to get up there the old-fashioned way.
아, 나 몸을 써라 또 이거야. 아, 참네. 오랜만에 또 이렇게 뛰어다니는구만. 맵도 안 보여주고. 오, 근데 여긴 어디 있는 거지? 오, 뭐야? 오, 왜 깜짝이야?
Seriously, Sean? Fuck you.
뛰어 내렸다간 사망이구만. 근데 여기 맞나? 이쪽으로 가야 되나? 오우, 어우. 잘도 간다, 잘도 가. 어떻게 이런 길을 그냥 아무 장비, 안전 장비 하나도 없이 그냥 잘만 가네. 와. 잘 가고 있는 거 맞겠지? 오우. 위험하다, 위험해. 정말 게이밍이 가능하지. 이건 진짜 말도 안 된다 이거. 보통 사람 같으면 이렇게 뛰지도 못할 텐데 참.
Jesus.
Look on the bright side. No security to worry about.
And on the not so bright side, the slightest misstep means.
그래, 나도 안다 그거는.
Paste.
나도 아니까 그런 말 하지
Shut
마.
up, Sean.
제대로 가고 있는 거 맞겠지 이거? 길을 잘 찾아가고 가고 있는 건 뭐야 왜래? 뭐지? 어떻게 가야 되지? 아, 알아서 가는구나. 와, 이거를 어떻게 미쳤네, 미쳤어 아주 그냥.
Almost there, Desmond. Once you reach the top of the lit-up crane, you should be high enough to make the jump.
Should?
It'll be fine, don't worry.
Well, you might want to worry a little. I'm pretty sure she was high when she was running the numbers.
Sean!
A joke. It was a joke.
이거를 통해서 반대 저쪽으로 넘어간다는 건가? 정말 말도 안 된다 이거. 멀쩡한 사다리 냅두고 어디로 가는 거야 지금? 드디어. 아, 낙하산이구나 이거. 어떻게 하라고? 어떻게 하라고? 설마 뛰라고? 오 마이 갓. 아, 되는구나 되는구나. 아. 여기? 여기로 가면 되는 거겠지? 오. 아이, 무시무시하구만. 앱스테레고 회사인가? 어디로 온 거야 근데 대체? 아, 동력원이 이건가 보다. 오, 무식함을 보여주시는구만.
That wasn't so bad.
So, you must be Desmond.
누구세요?
Not exactly what I expected.
처음 보는 것
I guess
같은데.
your kind doesn't have many options these days.
Who are you?
Ask your father. Now give me that.
I don't think so.
Look, I'm not supposed to kill you, but the boss man didn't say anything about fucking.
닮은 거 같냐 얘 왜?
So you got to the counter.
뭐야 이거? 뭐야 탈출했어? 이렇게 쉽게?
So who the hell is Daniel Cross?
Believe it or not, he used to be an assassin. The assassin, the way I've heard it told, but it turned out he was a sleeper agent for Abstergo, programmed to infiltrate and destroy the organization.
How did he know you were there? We could be compromised.
전지가
They must
암살자였다고?
have caught me snooping inside their network and sent Cross to see what we were after. If they were aware of our current location, we'd know. Though, I will say this. Doesn't bode very well for future expeditions.
I've set up some cameras topside. If anyone shows up, we'll see it.
I'd suggest you go see about finding a socket for that power source. Or we can return to Connor if you prefer. All the artifacts in the world won't mean a thing without the key.
열심히 찾아야지 또. 또 헬로우라는 걸 남겼네. 이건 또 뭐야? 010 엄마야.
I know everyone thinks I'm being silly, but I can't shake the feeling we're being watched.
We are being watched. By Juno. Or some version of her.
Do you think it's a recording? Or is she a ghost? Or something else? Is she talking to us the way Minerva talked to Ezio?
No clue. I mean, who knows what else they were working on down here? There's still so many rooms we don't have access to.
But do you think she's like literally down here, waiting somewhere, still alive?
Still alive? That's mental. That I mean she'd be at least
8만 살.
80,000 years old? They're powerful, yeah, but not that powerful.
They came down here looking for a way to survive. Maybe they found one. Was it weird seeing Cross?
What do you mean?
It's different for you. You don't know about what happened, I guess. For a long time, he was...
그러고 보니 전직 암살자였다며.
He was a different person.
Sean said he was a sleeper agent, like Lucy.
It was different. She made a choice, but Cross, if you read the files, Abstergo just... They did terrible things to him.
Rebecca?
You're lucky. We all are. We have people who care about us, who look out for us. He was all alone, and the people he thought he could trust, they used him.
Did you know him?
No, but I knew Hannah.
Who's that?
She tried to help him. She trusted him. But there was a raid about a year ago. She stayed behind so the others could escape. Tried to reason with him to see if she could fix things.
Well, what happened?
What do you think happened? He killed her. That's what he does. That's all he knows how to do. Sometimes it seems like that's all any of us know how to do.
Rebecca.
I just want to be alone right now.
그래, 끝났구나. 또 아버지는 또 쿨하게 또 넘어가겠지 아마? 아버지 또 쿨하게 넘어가시겠지요.
Son, I owe you an apology.
이거
I
웬일로?
shouldn't have lashed out like that.
웬일로?
You have to understand, I've never been very good at this. Never mind that we live rather extraordinary lives.
I kinda liked my ordinary one.
You can't escape who you are, Desmond.
So I've noticed.
Look, it's silly for us to go back and forth like this. I admit, I did a shitty job raising you. I apologize, I'm sorry. But
역시나
it's
쿨한
important
아버지.
you understand it didn't come from a bad place. You're my son. I love you. I guess I was so busy trying to make sure nothing bad happened, I didn't consider the consequences. Truce?
I can't believe it's taken me so long to ask, but... How's Mom? She's not...
No. Your mother is fine. We decided it was safer if we split up for this job.
Always assuming the worst.
For good reason.
Can I at least say hi to her?
I'm sorry, it's too risky. Maybe when we're done.
Right. When we're done. Have we ever tried to make peace with the Templars?
이번엔 아버지와 얘기가 좀 많네.
Throughout our history, there have been moments. Several, in fact. But it's impossible. There are existential differences, insurmountable. If there were to be unity, it wouldn't be a truce so much as a submission.
But knowing what's about to happen, wouldn't it make sense to try and talk to Vidic? Come to an arrangement, even if it's only temporary?
We'd all be so busy watching our backs, nothing would get accomplished. Imagine that. We're more productive at war.
Well, have we ever tried sending in someone? Doing to them what they did to us with Lucy? Or Cross?
We have, and it's never worked. We've sent people who were either too weak and found themselves turned, or too strong and were unable to carry out the charade.
I just feel like we all want the same thing.
We use the same words, but that's all they are, words. In the end, it all comes down to freedom. We seek it, they detest it. And so there's never an end to the fight. Not until one side is completely gone.
Is that even possible?
Probably not. Our two groups have existed in one form or another since, well, since forever. But things can be better than they are. And that's something.
아버지가 얘기가 굉장히 많네. 3번이나 얘기했네.
Desmond, there you are.
어?
Can I ask a favor?
뭐?
Maybe.
When this is all over, I'd like to try turning the dial back on the Animus. Like, all the way back. To the time of the first civilization.
You think it would work?
There was no real loss of fidelity when you visited Altair. Then again, that was about 1,000
야,
years ago.
1000년이랑 7만년이랑
Going
같냐?
back at least 70,000 more.
Sure, I'd be up for it. It'd be interesting to see what things were like back then.
Excellent. I think it would prove most enlightening. So this is how it started.
What are you up to?
Just brushing up on my American history. I say history. They certainly teach you strange things in the States.
Like what?
Well, for all the talk of this being a revolutionary war, it was a civil one. Well, not that kind of civil. I mean, there was no America versus Britain. It was Brit on Brit action. And you can clearly see how the whole thing got started.
영국 대
One
영국이다.
war gave birth to the other.
You mean the 7 Years' War?
Exactly. Seems the Crown overspent in its attempt to keep the French out, wound up with a great deal of debt. Believing that the colonists should help to shoulder the burden, new taxes were created. It was a reasonable request, even if Parliament was rather, well, undiplomatic about it.
Well, it's not really fair to tax people for a war they didn't want any part of.
What? Didn't want any part of? Did you not notice George Washington with Edward Braddock? He was right there in the middle of it. So here you have the Crown spending who knows how much money to secure a place for the colonists to thrive, and then, when they ask for a little bit of help... Right, look, think of it this way. King George and the colonists, they all go out to dinner, right? And when the bill comes, George asks for them to kick in and pay their share. Fair enough. But keep in mind, he's been taking them out to dinner gratis for decades now. But the colonists, oh no, they insist they only had a glass of water and a side salad. Never mind the table's full of half-eaten food and empty bottles of wine. Now, when the king points this out, what do the colonists do? Oh, they flip the table over and they storm out the restaurant. Probably intending to
말
turn
많다.
later and burn it down.
You left out the part where the king pointed a gun at the colonists and asked them to cover dinner for everyone in the restaurant.
Right, yeah, interesting take. If he pulled out a gun, and I'm not sure he did, it would only have been after the 100th failed attempt at getting them to pay their fair share.
But how do you define someone's fair share?
Oh, well, with a war, apparently. I wonder how many other places like this exist.
There are dozens of them, all over the world.
And somehow no one's ever found one before us.
I don't think that's true.
Oh?
When I was at Abstergo, Vidic talked about silencing discoveries made by non-Templars. And I'm sure Abstergo has dug up plenty.
The things they must know.
Regretting throwing in with us?
No. Just looking forward to when we can finally trounce those bastards so I can dive into their archives. Oh, I think I found a lead on another power source. Later, Desmond. I'm in the middle of something very
알았어.
important.
말 엄청 많았네. 방금 션이 말한 내용은 7년 전쟁, 로그의 이야기를 일단 들어가고.
Good luck, Desmond.
알았어.